does not want me to start beforehand.
Good little program.
So you mean that Facebook is religious because it's in legalistic and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
so
would,
good morning. Let me get us to here. There's my introduction screen. Good morning. Hi. I love that people are waving back. If you're sitting by yourself and you're waving, extra points to you.
Okay.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Rabbi Brian. Today is Intergalactic Star Wars Day. It's May the 4th. Also,
May the
the
4th be with you.
54th anniversary of the shootings at Kent State. That was
Wow.
that was today.
Yep.
And it seems like we've learned a lot in 54 years.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, we're not shooting
Right now.
yet.
actually, there was a shot fired at Columbia.
Was there really?
Yeah.
I did
Yeah,
not know
yeah.
that. Let me say hi. Let me welcome everybody and say I'm joined by all the people who are here on screen. Hello, people who are here on screen, and a whole bunch of people who are on Facebook. Facebook is being monitored today by Meg. I have it open as well, so if you make a comment on Facebook, we should be able to see that. And I'm going to take a moment and put this screen forward. Before we went live with recording, we were talking a little bit about this distinction, I think, between religion and spirituality. This was a meme that I found on the internet. And we came up with some differences between putting things easily into categories and saying this is religion and this is spirituality as though they are separate and distinct seems a little bit fraught. So we had a nice little talk about that. I want to start us with awards. Who wants an award today? Yay!
What the heck?
What the heck? Here's the awards. So here are the awards that do not exist that you're trying to win anyway. Most Perfect Award. Anybody been trying to win that one?
Yeah.
That's most people.
Possibly.
Most Perfect Award. Never Said No Award. Show of hands. How many of you in the last week were a contender for the Never Said No Award? I appreciate your honesty. I see you. Rested the least. Oh, who can win that one? Who's rested the least this last week?
Definitely.
Definitely. Ron is going to win on that one. Didn't need help. Well, that one I think is misnamed. It's not that you didn't need help. It's that you pretended you didn't need help. How many people have gotten 4 awards in a row? It's like playing Connect 4. Worked the longest award. Anyone? Didn't make any mistakes. I didn't make any mistakes. I just had a whole slew of learning opportunities.
Amen. Amen.
Lived up to everyone's expectations.
no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Well,
Even though if I
congratulations, award winners. I'm proud of each and every one of you. We will be playing this same award game next week, so keep up the really good work.
Is it possible to live down to everyone's expectations?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Set the bar low enough that
So, some of us have been told we let other people down, so I think
Yes,
that would be
yes.
close enough.
I've been a disappointment all my life.
Yeah. So I had this thought. I'm going to put everyone back up on the screen for a second. Whoops, wrong button. There we are. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Show of hands. Who's well rested? All right. Who, by a different show of hands, maybe the same hands, maybe you went left on the last one, you can use your right hand on this one. Who finds life to be tiring? And look at all those boxes light up. Things get tiring. I had this thought, which is, how many of you know that life is tiring, yet you don't prioritize self-care. Yeah. I have a good question. Why? Why?
Well,
Too much
I
to
believe
do.
that some of us weren't taught to
That's great. You
take care
weren't
of
taught
ourselves.
to take care of yourselves. All right. We all have this problem. We were not taught to take care of ourselves. I'm looking around the Zoom boxes, and I don't think I see anyone young enough to say that it's like you've had time to learn that. Since you weren't taught, I wasn't taught a lot of things, and I've picked up a lot of things since. Ron, what do you say?
Oh, yeah, it's
You
You're
had
not
your hand
working
up, is
harder.
why I'm calling on you. Did you mean to
Yeah.
have your hand up?
Oh no, it was for something earlier. I was adding.
Okay. That's why it seemed a little surprised there. That's all
Yeah.
right. That's all right.
Yeah, I was just going to add to that list original sin, but
All right. So let me bring us back. Let me bring us back to this one here. Not taking care of ourselves. There's no award for not taking care of yourself.
Nope.
Can you come up with some idea of how you could take care of yourself between now and 3 p.m.? I'm going to wait you out on that one. Between now and 3 p.m., commit to doing one thing to take care of yourself. I see a
Go
few
back to
heads
bed.
nodding like, yeah, I got this. I'm going to give other people a second to come up with their solution. Dolly and then Karen, would you be willing to share? Between now and 3 p.m., I'm going to do the following to take care of myself.
I'm going to prioritize myself.
You're going to prioritize yourself. How? What are you going to do? What's the thing? And we will know you have done it because you had blanked.
meditate.
I'm going to remember. I'm going to make good food choices today.
Excellent. Just until 3 p.m. or are you going to go beyond that?
I'm going to go beyond that. I'm going to try.
I love it. But between now and 3 p.m., good food choices is a way to do self-care. Karen?
I'm going to go for a nature walk.
I like the way you say it. Like, well, I'll just do it. All right. Yeah, good. What else you got? What else do we have? Something you can do between now and 3 p.m. Candace?
Eat when you're hungry.
That's a good one, Rob. Eat when you are hungry. Candace, what do you say?
I'm going to brush and floss.
I did.
Good on you. Between now and 3 p.m. Yeah, Shmuley, what do you have between now and 3 p.m. in the category of self-care?
Well, I'm going to try to stay in the now and not think about the bad things that happened in the past or worry about the future.
Okay, between now and 3 p.m. And that's hard to do because that's a time commitment in the future, not exactly right now, which now I'm getting myself confused. Jeff Horner, what do you got?
I'm going to do everything on my wife's honey-do list.
And that's taking care of yourself.
Absolutely.
All right.
Peace in the home.
How long have you been
Mama
married?
ain't happy, ain't nobody happy.
It'll be 36 years September.
And that's how you do it. I'm glad to learn from you. I saw another hand up. Yeah, go ahead, Jack.
quiet my mind.
Quiet your mind between now and 3 p.m. Here's I would love for everyone to win the award of taking care of yourself some between now and 3 p.m. Speaking of quieting your mind, I have a quote for us. When you're able to be fully present, your heart opens because your mind isn't in the way. When you're able to be fully present, your heart opens. Do we agree with that? When we're fully present, our heart opens?
We're a gift.
Okay. And it says our heart opens because our mind isn't in the way. We can know if our heart's open. How? because our mind's not in the way.
You feel it.
You feel it.
We're fully present.
Well, let's I'm going to leave this quote up here a little small. All of the quotes are always available on the Clubhouse. If you go to rotb.org and you look for the Clubhouse and log in, all of what I put up on the screens in the day's service, I make sure to put there. So please make sure to look at that. I have a quick spiritual. I have a quick little announcement. And Carol Ox, may I ask you a question? Carol, there you are.
Yes, yes.
Would you like us to sing in honor of your 85th birthday, or would you prefer us not to sing in honor of your 85th birthday?
I'd love to hear you sing.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we all know how it is a odd sound when we all sing on Zoom, but that was the lady's wish for her 85th birthday. So here we go.
Make it memorable.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy
Happy birthday to you.
Happy
Happy birthday, dear Carol. Happy birthday to you.
And many more.
Many more.
That's why we always give the option, because not. Happy birthday, Carol. So I can only express for myself, and I only can express some of how glad I am that you were born. What do you have to say?
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're welcome. Do you have any birthday message or wish or anything you'd like to convey?
Well, my kids will be here for one day. They're coming back from Lenox, and when they come back, my house will be on the market.
Oh, that's it. Okay, that's big.
Brian, can I ask Carol a question?
Yes.
Carol, what's the secret to a fulfilled life?
Some sense that you're really doing what you were called to do. And you really recognize it when finally you can shut out all the noise that were going on in your head. Everyone who made that noise is already dead. Now it's your life. And what is it you most feel called to do? And I have the answer, because I've always wanted to teach, and I taught for 40 years, and now I teach and I don't have to grade papers. I don't have to attend faculty meetings. So I have the best of all possible worlds, teaching because people want to learn, but don't expect any credit for it.
Beautiful.
You're my kind of teacher.
You are one to admire, Carol. Thank you. Thank you for sharing yourself.
And assignments are optional.
Assignments are optional, and let's talk about that right now. Is there something that happened in the last week in your spiritual religious life of which you are proud? Is there something that happened that you would like to have this forum, this group, this community to use to feel seen? And it's almost as though there's something that happens between when we're 5 years old and we delight in being seen, and sometime now where it feels like, oh, I'm not supposed to want to be seen. But is there a thing that happened? Is there a homework assignment you did in your own spiritual religious life that you want to be seen for? You want to be recognized? Did you say no when you needed to say no? Did you do a thing that you've always I'm going to take a moment to see if we got any. Yeah, Eileen, jump on in.
It was a commitment to put more space between my response to the stimulus.
Yeah. We talked about that between stimulus and response. There's a space, and we're trying to add a little bit more to that.
I got a text that was very annoying. In my head, I'm starting to write all kinds of drafting text responses, and then said, you know what, just don't do anything right now. Went about my business, and everything was taken care of to my satisfaction. It was like perfect.
I love it. That's exactly what that's exactly good for you, and thank you for sharing it in public. The other thing that it does is not only do you get to see everyone go like you go, but it encourages us. There's this great quote from Augustine, who said, if he or she can do it, why can't I? There's this really healthy sense of jealousy or envy, and you see Eileen and you think, Eileen was able to do this thing of adding some space, of not reacting immediately. I'd like to be able to do that too.
Oh, well.
So good on you again, Eileen. I'm going to read. I have two things that need public recognition today. Bob, did you have a comment?
Emily had her hand up.
Oh, go ahead, Emily. I apologize. I missed you.
I got clear on what I believe and what I do not believe.
Can you say a little more?
I do not. I got it, and it really felt really good, and I have to thank Shmuley. I do not believe in creeds, any creed. I believe in stories.
Mm.
And Shmuley told me a story the other day, and it absolutely put it to rest. It is just where I am, exactly. And I thank you, Shmuley.
Could we hear the story?
Rita asked Emily. Rita just asked, "Can we hear that story? Can you tell it to us?"
Well, Shmuley can tell it much better.
Shmuley, you're being voluntold.
Say that again?
Are you willing to share with everyone the story that you shared with
Emily?
Emily.
With Emily.
Oh, which ones?
It was about the boy and his parents who went to a concert.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, Emily was sharing that she was concerned about God being all powerful, being everywhere, and at the same time, people being so mean, because of the wars and all that. And I said, well, the way I see it is that God is powerful enough that he's not afraid of giving us willpower and messing up, because in the long run, he's gonna put everything together. And I said, well, I told her the story of this concert that a piano virtuoso was gonna have in whatever town. And there was this little boy, and his parents took him to see the virtuoso. And when everything is going to start, and the curtains are, when everything's going to start, the boy is missing. And the parents are looking at each other and say, where is Bobby? Where is Bobby? So anyways, the curtains open and there is Bobby. And he starts playing chopsticks in the piano. After the grand virtuoso is announced, and there was Bobby playing chopsticks. And the virtuoso appears, and Bobby is scared because he was caught by the virtuoso, and he said, no, keep on playing. So Bobby kept playing chopsticks, and then the virtuoso started accompanying the boy with wonderful arpeggios and wonderful music around the chopsticks. And then when they finished, he tells the boy, stand up, take a bow. And everybody, jumped up and started applauding and all that. And I said, that's the same thing that God or a higher power does with us. It gives us the freedom, and we do things, and sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad, but he's always with us, helping us when we mess up.
That's a one beautiful story. Thank
He's
you.
an accompanist.
Yeah, accompanying us. I like that. That's a wonderful phrase, Rob. Go ahead, Jack.
Yeah, well, it gets back to earlier. We as human beings operate out of our mind. Okay, that's human consciousness. God consciousness is in the heart.
Yeah. And if you didn't see this quote that we put up earlier, I did. I put this one up. We spoke also before the 8 o'clock hour. So being fully present means our heart is open because our mind isn't in the way. And we can reverse that one is that when our heart is closed, we know that we're thinking too much.
Yep.
I get in trouble with, I make plans of this is what we're doing, or the plans are made in the family, this is what we're doing. And then it doesn't always go according to plan. And I get upset because my mind is in the way. I think it should be a certain way. My heart's not open to change. Okay, two other things I wanted us to do public recognition. I got a beautiful letter from James, who's at Pelican Bay Penitentiary. I wanted to read just a paragraph of what he wrote. He wrote, where am I? Here I am. When Facility A opened January 9th, 2024, no one gave us instructions on what to do when we arrived here. The canvas was wide open for us to paint the environment in our image. And quite frankly, we have. Some of us built schools, while unfortunately many others went about building a prison. Not of brick and steel, but of old, useless, restrictive ideas which will cede control of a program which was wide open to those who were charged and vested with authority, the custodial staff, rather than controlling our destiny with personal authority from progressive knowledge in books, class, or group. It is true, we are what we think. So ask yourself, do you have a prison mentality or a freedom mentality? Do you prefer school, learning, or the streets, learnt behavior? It begins with how we value ourselves and how we use our time.
Wow.
Pretty powerful message that we need to be careful.
Yeah.
James is currently, they're running 10 different self-help groups. And what he and his friends have been doing is as more people arrive at Facility A, he and his friends are there with clipboards and signing people up into self-help groups. And the people coming off the bus don't know any better that this isn't what's done all the time. So they sign up and they're putting people in self-help groups. We, Religion Outside the Box, you who send donations so that I can help to make wonderful programmings happen, just sent a giant basket. It wasn't a basket. It was a box. We just sent a box filled with cookies and candies so that James can help to sweeten the deal. And as he says, if I can feed people's stomachs, their minds aren't too far behind. So we sent a lot of cookies and a lot of different types of candy bars. And we also sent him a new pair of shoes, for which he is very thankful. So thank you all for your generosity there. Second moment of public recognition I want to make is I want to tell you a story about my best friend Larry's bride, Virginia. And I'm going to tell you a story of something that happened to her because this is the type of story that needs to be emulated, needs to be shared. Virginia she had a horrible, the last 3 months, she has been in horrible discomfort. Her body has been just they couldn't figure out what's going on. Nothing was seeming to be working right, and it seemed like her body was fritzing out. And she went to get her regularly scheduled EKG. And I might have some of the medical terms wrong, and I apologize. I'm not very fluent in medical. But she went to get an EKG. And when they went to give her the EKG, they went to turn off her pacemaker, because apparently you need to have your pacemaker turned off to have the EKG reading done right. And when they went to turn off her pacemaker, they found out it already was off. Apparently, it had been off since the last time she went for an EKG where they turned it off, and they never turned it back on.
Oh my goodness.
And she has had 3 months of hell. As you can imagine, her daughters, which are her youngest, her 2 daughters, read the riot act to the medical facility, read them the riot act, and Virginia said, I think this is also my fault because the tech told me that he likes to sing. And we were in the middle of doing my work, and I said to him, what would you like to sing? Let's sing a duet right now, you and I both. And Virginia said, I distracted him from his work. So the fault lays not just on him, but also on me.
It's a lot of courage.
It's right.
Beautiful.
Isn't that a beautiful, mature response to? It was not his intention to not hook her pacemaker back up. Her pacemaker's back up, and as you can imagine, she's doing much better than she has been in the last few months. Okay. I wrote that on my. I wrote that as a moment of heroism. Okay. And change topics. But before we do that, let me take a little look at each of your faces. Say good morning. Hello, faces. Hello, people. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being here. I don't want to forget this, so I'm going to tell you right now. I've gotten some really wonderful reviews on my advanced copies. They're going to send out on Monday another review from people, which was just wonderful. It looks like a paperback edition is going to be made as well, because the marketing of this book, this is going to go as the deluxe gift edition, the deluxe hardcover gift edition. But in order to ship such hardcover deluxe editions to Australia, it costs upwards over $50 to ship the book, and that just is untenable for marketing. So paperbacks will be coming, hopefully, and I really would love this to be true. Hopefully you'll be receiving this in July, and we should be able to start placing real orders at the beginning of July. We'll see. I promise you, nobody wants you to have this book in your hands more than I want this to be out of. I want this to happen. Go ahead, Shmuley.
Will it be in Kindle in the future?
I do not like Kindle, but it will be on an EPUB as well. I'm dragging my feet on that. That will be a later edition.
Okay.
Thank you. So I'm going to start with a story. 5+ years ago, I had a friend pass away, and I had posted on Facebook, please give me space. I don't want to be contacted by everyone right now. Please give me some space. And there were 2 people who each called me and left me voicemails of how much they were. And the one I thought, isn't that so lovely? This person ignored what I said and knew I needed extra care. And a second person did the same thing and called me and left me. And I thought, what a fucking asshole. That person did not pay attention to what I requested. And this was a clear example of, if you like someone, the way they hold their spoon will if you dislike someone, the way they hold their spoon will offend you, and if you like them, they could drop a plate of food of If you dislike someone, when they get tongue-tied, you'll think, what a horrible clergy person that person is. But if you like them and they get tongue-tied, you say, wow, how courageous that they're able to work that into material live and on the spot.
There you go.
There's a corollary, and this is Irving Becker's quote, if you dislike someone, the way they hold their spoon will offend you. So it has to do with somebody outside of us, and we can see when two different people do different things, we can see, well, it was because we like that one, not the other. I want to talk about something related to that today. And I'm going to give an example of my brother-in-law, Bob. When my brother-in-law, Bob, calls, his face shows up there on my screen. And there are times when Bob calls and I think, oh, wow, it's Bob. And there are times where Bob calls and I think, what the heck does he want? Now, it's the same person. So it's different than the spoon and the plate of food. It's the same person. It's the same exact thing. But sometimes I'm annoyed and sometimes I'm not.
Because you're not the same person.
Because I'm not the same person. And that's exactly it. Thank you, Paula. I think of my phone and Bob calling, and I think of it as a spiritual barometer. And I find out which me am I when Bob calls. I can find out based on how annoyed I am or not. Another example in my life is bad architecture. I will see, or somebody paints a house a color that is unique. There are times where I see bad architecture and I think, oh my God, what are they thinking? And I'm amused by it. And there are other times, as Paula said, I'm not that same person. I see an ugly house or I see some monstrosity and I think, I'm going to run my car into that building so that nobody ever has to see this building again. I'm not always the same person. I don't have... My doggies have tails. It's very easy to see when they're happy. They wiggle and they waggle, and I don't have indicator lights to let me know how I am. But I can, if I pay attention to myself close enough, I can figure out that there are these things which are spiritual barometers for me. There are things that sometimes are annoying and sometimes are not annoying. And this is a tricky thing to think of for oneself, of what is the thing that for me sometimes is annoying and sometimes is not annoying. And I put some plants out there in the little boxes, and I pre-arranged and talked with some people so that they would be able to share. And this is your moment to shine, guys. That they would be able to share with us something that they do that sometimes annoys them and sometimes does not. And so if I can get a volunteer from my plants, and go ahead. Oh, Maria, do you have a thought?
I do.
Please.
I can tell how I am feeling by how it's going when I peel hard-boiled eggs.
Say a little bit more.
Well, because I have hard-boiled eggs every day. And sometimes they peel beautifully and easily. Sometimes they just, like, I can't get under that membrane and they don't want to peel well. Now, on those days, if I'm willing to sort of just work with it and just sort of go slowly, I know that I'm in a good mood and I've got some patience with myself and the eggs. And other days, I get so annoyed, I just start ripping that shell off and I lose, half the egg sort of thing.
Right.
So it's a good way to let me know how I'm feeling.
Same eggs, different Maria.
Well, no, it's a new egg. It's new eggs.
New eggs, different peeling, different Maria.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Wonderful. Does someone else have an example? These are subtle, because a lot of the things that annoy us all the time, and a lot of the things that make us happy we're fine with all the time. So I'm looking for the things that sometimes is this, sometimes is that. Can I get one more? I'll tell you where we're about to go, according to my outline, is we're about to go into small groups to talk about our own individual ones, but I'm feeling a little bit skittish at the moment. But let's see where this goes. Go ahead, Meg.
Well, my husband has 2 pairs of glasses, and I have heard more than once in my life, I have two pairs of glasses and I don't know where they are. Some days I think, oh shit, why can't he keep track of these damn things? Other days I can say, oh, do you want me to help you look? And I feel, comfortable. So that's sort of a spiritual barometer for me.
So you know how you are based on how you react to him not knowing where his glasses are.
Right.
And here's the thing about a barometer versus a thermostat. A thermostat, I don't like the temperature. I can go and I can change the thermostat and it changes the heat and the cold. A barometer, you can stand in front of and you can notice what the barometric pressure is. There's not much you can do to change it. Now, of course, the more you notice that I'm in a good mood, I'm in a bad mood, the smoother things, it will have some effect, but not all. Hey, Maria.
Yes.
How do you feel about opening up some breakout rooms?
All right, gonna do it.
Okay, so now people, how do you feel about going into breakout rooms to talk about the thing that sometimes annoys you and sometimes doesn't? We feel equipped or ready? Are you willing? Yeah, no. Oh my God, I want to give. Yes. I love that the answer for some of you was no. I appreciate that. It screws up my plans, but I'm in a good enough space. Am I in a good enough space? Well, here's a great way to find out my spiritual barometer. Next thing that doesn't go according to plan, how upset am I? Could we all do it that way? If you don't have a hard-boiled egg or somebody who lives with you who can't find their glasses, or you don't know Uncle Bob, can you just say the very next thing that annoys me? Is it a thing that might not have annoyed me on other days?
Yeah.
I never thought of it that way, but I think we could do like it's like a snapshot, an instant spiritual barometer, no matter where we are, of the thing that annoys you at this moment. Is it a thing that normally annoys you to this degree? Or is it something that doesn't always annoy you? And if it's something that doesn't always annoy you, can that help you to know what you're feeling? I know when the clock behind me sounds really, really loud that I'm in a bit of a panic. I'm in a bit of a panic right this moment, folks.
Well,
hold on. Dolly,
if I may.
Dolly, then Shmuley.
So when you put it that way, I can look at the past week because I went into the commitment room after last Saturday and committed to being more patient. And I was doing pretty well on it during the week. And then yesterday, the same things that I was able to be patient with earlier in the week, I had no patience for whatsoever.
Right.
And so I literally had to stop and check myself and go, what the heck is going on here?
Right. That's exactly it. I think it goes to what Paula had said, is just for us to know that we're not static, that there's different versions of me. And if I even just acknowledge, oh, I must be in a shit mood today. It doesn't feed the fire of the shit mood. It doesn't make the shit mood worse. It actually makes it that I can be detached from it a little bit. I can go, oh, look, I'm in a bad mood. As opposed to just spiraling and this is going wrong also and this is also going wrong. I think that's what we're looking at here, is a way of taking a little bit of putting a cog in the wheel. Okay. I'm going to make this like a homework assignment, is notice the next thing that annoys you and see, is this something that usually annoys me? Is this something that doesn't usually annoy me? If it's something that usually annoys me, am I annoyed at a higher rate than I was previously? That's interesting.
And then it comes back to shifting it.
It's shifting it, and it shifts just by our awareness, just by being aware. Yes. These fucking eggs are pissing me off today. We get a little detached. Go ahead, Jack.
You can keep it in the back of your mind that this too shall pass.
This too shall pass.
Yeah.
Amen.
Or figuring out what it is. What is it that's really annoying you?
And sometimes, Dolly, it's just I'm in a bad mood.
That's true.
It's not.
That's true a lot.
It's true a lot. Yeah. That reminds me, I have this announcement to make, and then I'll make some other announcements. But here's a really important announcement. I don't know if you've ever seen this.
It's okay to not be okay.
It's okay not to be okay. We're very careful not to split the infinitive because, we might be religious, spiritual mavericks, but we're going to keep the rules of grammar. It's okay not to be okay. It's okay not to be okay. I have some other announcements. If you didn't already receive your Religion Outside the Box membership card, you can make one. You should make one because that's the only way you can get a Religion Outside the Box membership card. Your Religion Outside the Box membership card entitles you to many things, like knowing that you're not perfect and being okay with it. Your Religion Outside the Box membership card also entitles you to be kind to yourself at least once between now and 3 p.m. Your Religion Outside the Box membership card also, I forgot, there's like 2 or 3 other things that it does. What remind me?
Allows me not to be perfect.
Allows me not to be perfect. Give me 2 other things. Your Religion Outside the Box membership card entitles you to?
Say no.
It allows us to say no. I love that one. And there was another one that was said, and I couldn't hear both at the same time.
Feel good about yourself.
Feel good about yourself.
Who's mewing?
Other announcements. If you want to be involved more in Religion Outside the Box, go again to rotb.org and go to the clubhouse, and there you'll find on the introduction page where it says start here all the different groups where we have a group that likes to talk about God, we have a 12-step meeting, we have a coffee what do we call the time with me?
Coffee clutch?
Office hours.
Office hours. We'll call it office hours. That sounds really formal. It's not. It's just a time to get together and chat. If you want to join, that's all there. Let's take a moment and we're going to do some gratitude, folks. This is how we're going to do gratitude. I have 39 participants, which means we should be able to do this. I'm going to go through the alphabet, A through Z. We're going to have 13 skips because we have 39 people and there are only 26 letters in the alphabet. But something for which you are thankful that starts with the letter A. I'll take one answer on the letter A. Something you are thankful for that starts with the letter A.
Attitude.
Attitude. Something that starts with the letter B.
Birds.
Birds. C.
Cherry trees.
Consciousness.
Cherry trees.
Cats.
D. No, don't you. We can't. We got to get all the way through the alphabet. If I get 5 answers for the letter C, we're screwed. D.
D. Dogs.
Dogs. E.
Eggs.
Eggs. Okay, now jump your head. Like everyone knows F's coming up, so start thinking about S or W or T. So we're up to that. F. Something that starts with friends.
Family.
No, just no. I'm gonna go with I'm thankful for plans that don't go right.
Good idea.
GH.
For gratitude.
Great. G for gratitude. We are grateful for
Genius,
gratitude.
man.
Here's the thing, silly me. Hold on a second. When I'm able to be fully present, my heart's open because my mind's not in the way. At this moment, my mind's in the way because I had a definite plan of how this was supposed to work.
Did you forget the group you're working with?
I forgot the me I'm working with. Here's the thing about gratitude, and I'll stand by this. It really doesn't matter how you do gratitude. It's just that you do gratitude. And for me to get my head all stuck, we will be doing gratitude exactly this way. That's dumb. So let me thank you. I'm going to call that gratitude practice complete. And we're going to turn our thoughts and our hearts to those who are in need of some special prayers and love today. Maria?
Hey, these are the people to whom we are sending light and love. Sheridan H., Anne, Ken and Joe, Carol, Cullen and her family, Lorena Bradford, Jerry B. and Joan D., Lisa, Michael, and Fallon, Gloria Jean, Lynn D., and Mary Wolfe, Elaine, Barbara A., Nelke and Frank, Marilyn, Jess and Violet, Debbie and Ray H., Al, Lisa and Sam, Tane, Abbas, Joy, Victims of Violence, Jen Dobbs, Britt, Louis and Jamal and family and friends, Joe L. in spirit and Jadine F. in spirit, Jerry D. in spirit, Lisa, Michael, and Ruth, Mary Wolfe, Lynn D., Mary Ellen, Rita S., and all here at ROTB. If there is another person in our community to whom we can offer light and love, please put their name in the chat and I will add them to the list in the clubhouse. And for the people who aren't named, but who are in our thoughts, we send them light and love as well.
Thank you, Maria. Let's take a minute of time. And I can't get that 1 minute timer to happen, so backup timer. There we go. Last week, I had us go cell by cell talking about something we wanted to be freed from. And I looked at the clock and it became very clear that we were not going to be ending this group on time. And a lot of you, a good number of you know that just caused great agita within me, that we were going to go 5 minutes over. Again, it's going to bring me back to this very quote about my heart not being fully open. My mind was in the way, and I was sure that it had to end exactly at 9 o'clock Pacific. And I'm going to give myself a moment of public acknowledgement that I was able to let us go to 9:06. Ooh. See, and I just did it like I diminished it a little bit, but I am proud of myself for doing that. Today I find myself in an opposite problem. It is 8:50 by the clock, and despite my assurance from every week past where I've said, oh, I don't have enough material, but I wind up having more material than I ever thought I would need. Today is not like that. I literally, I have one meme left, and it doesn't seem to be exactly applicable, but we'll see what we do with it in our last 10 minutes. Is Grover saying, congratulations, you just won first place in the most amazing person contest. And that put a light on my face, and I sent it to a few people. And all I can think to do right now is to share that with you and say to you, and not to the person in the Zoom box to the left or the person who's on audio only. I want to, or whoever it is, I'm talking directly to each and every one of you. When I say congratulations, you've won an award, the most amazing person contest, which should not be confused with what we started with, all the awards that do not exist. You are not most perfect. It's not that you never said no, that you didn't rest, that you didn't ask for help, work the longest, didn't make mistakes. Is that you are the most amazing person because you are you. And that harkens back a moment to what Carol said, is when we find the thing that we truly are, that we find a great amount of joy. I hope I'm paraphrasing you close enough, Carol. Thank you for that head nod. Well, that's about the size of it, folks. You know what's really fun about live theater as opposed to a movie? Is you're not really sure exactly what's about to happen because something could go wrong.
Yeah.
There's something really wonderful about something that's live. It's exciting.
Yeah.
You can't redo it.
No retakes.
Thank you, Ron. Thank you, Harold. Well, I'm willing to say we've done what we came to do. I thank all of you for joining me. We'll try this again next week. Oh, I see, Karen, you got your membership, Religion Outside This Box membership card. Can you say something about that?
I just made it. So yeah, I figured I'm a lifetime member.
You're a lifetime member. Well, that's fantastic. Good job.
Perfect.
And we thank you for being.
Yes, very much.
Well,
for grounding us every Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take that. I'll take that in.
Yeah.
My little.
I think it's just all of us who were feeling more reticent than usual. That we didn't take the ball that was passed to us sometimes.
I thank you, Betsy. I as a teacher, and when I was in teaching high school, it was always, to me, it was always lands on the teacher.
No.
So.
No.
Not always.
Well.
Well,
we'll do a spiritual barometer that today. Maybe that's what this is I can use this as a spiritual barometer. Is sometimes I leave here thinking, man, I knocked that shit out of the park. And then there's some weeks where I think, what the heck did I even do?
It's not
Sometimes
all about
maybe.
Go ahead.
Sometimes you just give it food for thought.
It
and
is.
I can tell you that I had this huge revelation during this.
Oh, good.
About some stuff that was going on yesterday.
I'm glad to hear. And maybe I'll think of it this way, is I'm leaving the food out on... I'm going to leave the food out here in the kitchen. And if you want later, come have a snack. That works for me.
That works.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or like James said, if I feed their stomachs, their minds aren't far behind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have to come over literally for that to... And I do have a compulsion. I learned this from my grandmother. I have a compulsion to feed people. If you come over, I am offering you food, and I'm not happy unless you're eating.
But no pressure.
Yeah, there's a little pressure.
Oh, you'll never be lonesome.
Okay, let's
Hey,
let's
Rabbi.
say goodbye to the recording. Yes, go ahead.
I was just going to say, as a fellow teacher, some of my favorite classroom moments are these unstructured chat times.
Yeah.
And this is a nice space right now. This is pretty beautiful.
Okay, I appreciate that,
Yeah.
Gord.
Yeah, as a teacher myself also, I mean, I remember when things went like out of my hands, but I feel that I got my message across in one way or the other, even though it wasn't as structured as I wanted to. I had students coming to me and said, "Oh, the class was awesome."
Yeah.
So take this, this today was awesome.
Okay. I'll apparently my spiritual barometer is a little lower than I'm productive. I'm gonna shut up now.
Yeah.
What I'm saying.
Just look at all of us and know how much we love you.
Yes.
Oh, thank you, Betsy. I can do that.
Thank you for being you, Brian.
Yeah. We are all. I'm welcome. You're welcome. I thank you all. Okay.
Michael has his hand up.
Go, Michael.
Rain or shine, it's always a beautiful day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. It's a beautiful day. And it looks sunny where you are, so it makes it even nicer.
It's nice.
All right, folks. Maria, would you open us up some rooms? I don't think we have anybody to be hosting our 5-minute... we don't have anyone for the 5-minute commitment room this week to host that unless somebody would like to host that. Oh, let's say goodbye to all the lovely people who are on Facebook. Bye, Facebook people.
Bye, Facebook.
Bye, Facebook people.
I can host the 5-minute.
So we'll have deep dive, poetry, chat, and anything else?
Politics. 5-minute commitment. Yep.
5-minute commitment room we'll have open, and you're welcome to join it. It's just non-hosted. So if you find yourself in that room, please host yourselves.
Bob said he would go to the 5-minute.
Thank you, Bob. 5-minute commitment room. That's just a place to say, here's what I'm going to be working on for the next week.
Poetry.
Oh, hi, Joe. Good to see you, my friend.
The rooms are open. Give me a minute. I know some people will need help getting moved. So, depending on what type of device you're on.
Maria, thank you so much for jumping in and making this happen.
I'm on a walker.
Joan, do you want to go to a